want to talk about the concept of aging and why it's important to kind of think about aging differently. So as I said before, aging is inevitable, but it's about how we age. It's about aging gracefully. It's about getting older and still enjoying your life. And so we have to think about aging not as necessarily a way of decline, but we have to look at it as treating it as a disease. And if you can treat aging as a disease, you can take care of all these age-related diseases. So what do I mean about aging gracefully or aging as a disease? Well, let's look at the differences here. We're all going to get old and we're all going to basically age, but we get to choose how we age. So as we age, there's a lot of people that feel more tired. You start to lose your memory as you get older. Your skin gets worse, your hair, but also the increased risk of things like diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's disease. This all happens when you age, essentially. But what if I were to tell you, with the help of a product and other ways, that you can age, get older, and still enjoy the things you like to do, whether it's running, whether it's enjoying reading, hiking, these type of things. You can still be older and still enjoy a really nice life. So the important concept we have to talk about is this idea of NAD. Now, NAD is a molecule that's found in all of the cells of your body. It's indispensable. You can think of NAD as something as essential as water, or something as essential as the salts you have in your body. Now, what researchers found out the last 5 to 10 years is that even though everybody has a certain amount of NAD levels, and you can see this graph here as a kid from left to right, actually, when you, as you start to age, your NAD levels start to decline. And with it, if you look at the red line, as your NAD levels start to decline or decrease, your risk of disease goes up. And these are risks of disease such as, again, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, these kind of risks of disease. So really what NMN does is, when you take NMN, it kind of increases your NAD levels back to normal. So the way NMN works is it really just replenishes these NAD plus levels that naturally decline over time. So when you take NMN, that NMN gets converted to NAD plus, and you have to kind of think about it. NAD plus increases, and there's a special protein in your body called sirtuins. This is what NAD plus does. It increases your level of sirtuins. Now, this sounds very complicated, but to keep it very simple, these sirtuins are defenders of the body against aging and age-related diseases. So if we look at this pyramid, the bottom part, it goes from bottom to high. And bottom is the lowest amount of evidence. And as you get higher up the pyramid, it's the best evidence. So whenever you start to understand whether or not a certain nutritional product is real or not, such as NMN, you always start with animal studies and cell culture studies. And this is sort of the basis to test whether or not a product is good or not. So for NMN, we can see that in these in vitro studies and in animal studies, such as rats and mice, it's proven to be really effective against anti-aging or healthy aging. Now, as we rise, so that's one piece of evidence. But what we really want to know is, as you can see in the green box, in humans, does it actually work? Because not everything that you put in rats or mice ends up working. We're very much different. We have different types of biology. So that's where, I guess, recently, it was really hard to know if NMN works, because we still had to do these clinical trials, which are really costly, expensive, but are really needed to know whether or not they're safe and they're effective. But what's the wonderful about NMN now is that we have evidence really recently that it is working. So in this recent study, which only came out last year, they wanted to know if NMN was safe. And so this is through a Japanese university, and they tried to see whether or not NMN was safe in 10 healthy volunteers in 3 different dosages. what you'll find is they tested heart rate, they tested blood pressure, they tested oxygen saturation, which is another thing to measure as far as safety, and they checked your body temperature, whether or not you're getting a fever or some kind of reaction from taking NMN. And so they did this over 10 weeks, and what they found is no matter what dosage you take, from 100 to 500, it didn't change any of the parameters of how you feel. So it doesn't increase heart rate, it doesn't increase blood pressure, it doesn't give you any signs of fever or flu or any symptoms, so it doesn't increase body temperature. So this is the first study to show that NMN is completely safe for you. This is the first paper that's able to show the effects, the real world effects of NMN in patients. Now, the researchers from Washington University in St. Louis, which is in the USA, tested NMN in women that were pre-diabetic, and they wanted to know whether or not it could help with diabetes. So on the left graph, what you see is placebo, which means patients that didn't take NMN, and then on the right, you have people that took NMN. And what they measured if NMN actually increases NAD+ levels. And actually, if you look at to the right graph, it does increase NAD+ levels in the body, which is fantastic because we know it increases NAD+ levels in rats, in mice, and now we have more validation that it actually does it in the humans as well. Now, the right graph is a little more complicated, but what it's really showing you is that NMN helps to increase the removal of blood sugar from your bloodstream into your body. So essentially, it's helping improve insulin sensitivity of your body. And what that means is that in conjunction with the medicine that you already take for diabetes, it helps it even more. So this is amazing. This is something that you can take NMN along with your doctor's prescribed things that you need, whether it's a drug, whether they're telling you exercise and different things. And it really helps improve your diabetes. So as you can see, it's the only non-vitamin anti-aging product on the African market. And I want to even more clarify that. It's probably, at least in my opinion, the only anti-aging product right now on the market that has the most promise. I can't think of another nutritional product that has this much promise for anti-aging, or like, as I like to put it, healthy aging. Up to the top right, we use the most advanced enzyme technology in the world, which is a purity of 99.5%. So what that means is two things. Number one, the technology that we're using, no one else really has. It's a patented process. Number two, we don't add anything else to the NMN. It's pure NMN. There's nothing bad in there for you. There's nothing in there that affects any other things. So it's extremely pure and it's extremely safe. It doesn't have any contaminants. And the last one, the bottom right, is we're the largest NMN supplier in the Asia Pacific region. We actually supply NMN to many other people, and now for the first time, we're bringing it to Africa. So we've had other customers that have used it for months, and they love it. So we hope that you guys love it too. We're going to be in Africa. We're going to be there. We're going to be providing products, not just NMN, but other products for a long time. And so we hope that over these last 15 years, you've been able to trust us to provide really quality and trustful products. So you should trust us for longevity. The second reason why you should trust us is that all our products are made in a factory in the USA. But if you make products in the USA, you have to follow certain certifications. So for example, our products are halal certified. They're approved by the FDA. They are HACCP, which means that they have undergone cleanliness. Same thing with NSF, that's the National Sanitation Foundation. So they're extremely clean. And we follow good manufacturing practices, which is basically an external certification to make sure that the products you're doing are extremely clean, are extremely pure, and that you actually treat your workers that are making your products really well. So we have all these certifications. So you can really trust us that we're making a really good product for you guys. So who is NMN for? To be honest, it's for everybody, right? So you can use it for yourself, but obviously the main target audience that you'd want to sell it to is for elders, because they're the ones that have low levels of NAD+, which again is in your body. So you need to replenish that NAD+ with NMN. But you can give it to your loved one, you can give it to your friends, colleagues. It makes it great for business partners. It's a really fantastic product. So when you purchase, or if somebody purchased these NMN capsules from us, what does it come with? Basically, it comes with 60 capsules, and you take 2 capsules per day. So if you do the math, that is a half-month supply. You can take these capsules any way you wish, but we recommend to take it with a meal, simply because it'll probably be easier to digest. But you can also just take it alone with a glass of water. And again, our products are vegan, keto, paleo. It's really clean product. That's pretty much it for my presentation today.
Brighter life, better future.